I shared this on my Instagram some time back, and so many of you requested for a full form video. So here it is. And let's get started. I'm using 100% cotton cold press paper, so it has a bit of a texture, and I think any paper would do. We are not making a very detailed type of artwork, so you can use any one that you like. For the brush, I'm using a size 2 round brush from my own brand. Again, any brush would do, whichever you're comfortable with. And for the colors, we'll be using mostly purple, so a bluish purple would be the best, bluish purple, and some pink for some highlights. Then a little bit of sap green I'm using, and some darker tones of green. So feel free to use any paints that you have. So before we get started, let's draw out the outline. What I like to do, I'm going to use the same as a reference for my artwork today. And before we get started, I like to draw the flower a little bit, just the outline of this flower. So I'm going to just make some outline just to guide my brush. And a rough center line where I can make the body of the flower as well, just a rough one, something like this. And we can get started with the painting. So now take the brush, and I'll be using purple. The important part in this is you need to have a pool of paint. So what I'm going to do is take some, don't pick it up only from the pan, take the brush and put it on your palette and make a nice pool of this, nice pigmented pool. Don't be shy, and roll your brush in this pigmented pool nicely. So you're going to move the brush and the paper together. So what I'm trying to do is keep this part white and all the pigmented stuff will be on the edge. So that's what I'm going to follow. So start from here. I'm going to roll my brush like this and follow the edge that I have drawn. So roll the brush and move the paper, rotate the paper. Again, keep rolling the brush and rotating the paper. If you're finding this difficult, you can just roll the brush in parts. So you can just roll it like this for this part, and then rotate the paper and then roll it again for this part, like this. Then rotate the paper, then roll your brush again. Basically, you want to make sure that your brush is pointing forwards and you are rolling your brush. So it's just easier to control it that way. So now you will see, you will get this edge of the flower and with a little bit of white center. This is exactly what we want. So what you're going to do now is clean the brush nicely. So now you just have a damp brush with some water in it, but not too much. So I'm actually just keeping a damp brush so the water is not dripping. And I'm going to just pull this towards the center. So it gives a little bit of depth. Make sure you don't pull it too much because we still want the white to continue showing. And like this, even from the edge. So imagine a semicircle which goes somewhere from here to here. This is the part of the flower which curves inside. So everything beyond that semicircle comes towards it like a sun rays. Like this. So I've got some texture going now, and we'll add more details as we come back when it dries up. So right now I just want these rays to come out of the flower towards the center, and this part you can make darker later. So what I'm going to do is just drop some paint here in the semicircle that I mentioned, like an imaginary semicircle, and just paint it darker. Keep the white highlights which have come during the rolling process. It gives a nice look to the flower. Now I'm going to take some pink on my brush, very light pink, and just make the body. Very light watery paint. Just define the body a little bit. And while the flower is drying, I'll take some green. Take it and make a pool of your green paint. So I'm going to use the same rolling brush technique. Now here I'll make some leaves here just to define the flower. These are small ones. Something like this. And then make a squiggly line coming to the flower. A couple of squiggly lines going away. Something like this, and then you can make like a squiggly line for the leaf. Now take that paint that we had taken on the palette, nicely roll the brush in it, and we'll use the same rolling technique to make the leaf. So I'm going to roll the brush like this from the tip to the base of the leaf. This is one side, and then I'm going to rotate it again, the paper, and again from the tip I'm going to roll it for the other side. Like this. Let's do it again for one more leaf. I'll take again, roll my brush in the green paint, then I'll make a leaf here, maybe something like this. So I'll roll it from the tip of the leaf to the base of the leaf. I love keeping my leaves a bit loose. It gives a nice look to the flowers. Even though the flower might be a bit detailed, I'll keep the leaves loose. Again, tip to the base, rolling the brush. And while the leaf is wet, you can add some darker shade to give some depth. So I'm just going to drop it here and here. I feel like this area is a bit empty, so I'm just making one more leaf here. Then you can, while the flower is drying, just add some more detail, like some squiggly lines maybe. Alright, now let's come to the detailing part. So I'm cleaning my brush. I have a nice sharp tip to my brush, so I'll continue to use the same brush. But if you don't have a sharp tip to the brush, you can use a smaller brush for the detailing bit. Again, take your purple on the tip of your brush this time. You don't have to take it for the entire brush, just on the tip. And now make these lines which we had created earlier a little darker, but not too dark and not too many either. So just a few. I'm just going to outline this a bit like this and then pull it towards the center in some areas. So maybe here as well I'll put one darker vein towards the center, then here as well. Just make it a bit more defined, but not too much. So it's totally up to you how much detail you want to add. Just a little bit depth. Okay, and here I think it's become a bit lighter, so I'm just going to drop some more paint to make it a bit darker. And define the semicircle a bit more, something like this. And for the body, I'm again going to use a little bit of pink, opera pink, at the tip of my brush and just define it with some small lines. Like I said, I'm using the same brush, but if you don't have a sharp tip, you can use a smaller brush for these detailing. And that is pretty much it. So this is what our final morning glory looks like, and it's a super simple quick flower to draw as well as paint. So let me know how it goes. If you have any specific questions, ask me in the comments below and I will answer them. Thank you.